to my channel. So I have a lot of boots, and more specifically, I have a lot of black boots. I do find that each pair does serve a specific and different purpose, and is this me justifying my hoarding and shopping habits? Maybe. However, I do find that these 4 styles of black boots are very versatile and well worn, and I think that they should be staples in everyone's closets. So I'll be sharing them with you guys today. Before we begin, I want to thank you guys so much for helping me get to 7,000 subscribers. I literally did not think this day would ever come, and it's been a long and inconsistent YouTube journey, but I really appreciate everyone who watches my videos, and I hope that for 2021 that there will be a lot more content and also a lot more growth. And if you're new here, my name is Cynthia, and I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe my channel for more content like this. But yes, without further ado, here are the 4 types of boots that I feel like everyone should have in their closet. So starting off, I feel like everyone should just have a pair of really good ankle booties. My favorite is this pair from Topshop. I got this around like 2.5 years ago or so, but they've gotten so much good wear and they're still in really good condition. And they were pretty affordable at the time. I think they were maybe like 50 bucks, but given how much I've worn them and how they still look pretty good, I think they've been a really good purchase. These have a block heel that's like about 2.5 inches, a pointier toe, and it hits a little bit over my ankle and has a zipper in the back, so it's super easy to get on and off, and it fits really slimly around the ankle as well, which I really like. And I wore these so much last year. What year is it? I wore those pretty much every single week when I was still having to go in for work, and they're super comfortable because of the block heel. It makes it a lot easier to walk around because your weight is distributed a lot more evenly than if it was kind of balancing on like a really skinny narrow heel. So I still found it to be really practical, and again, it's super versatile, so it worked with pretty much all of my outfits. It tucks in really well with like skinny jeans, and at the same time I would also pair it with like my longer skirts and dresses, and it just always looked really great. So definitely get yourself a pair of good ankle booties. Another style of ankle booties that I like are these. This is a pair of like Chelsea ankle booties. So it has like this standard Chelsea style where there's like an elastic panel right here, so it's still pretty easy to get on and off. These are a little bit higher in terms of the heel. It's still a really nice block heel, which I like, again, because it just makes walking around a lot more easy. But these are about like 3.5 inches or so, so I can't really wear this on the regular because towards the end of the day I do start feeling a little bit uncomfortable. But they hit right at the ankle, and they're just a really classic silhouette that, again, I feel like works with so many different outfits. But yeah, the Chelsea style is really popular, so you can definitely find this style everywhere, and I just feel like it's a really good addition to have in your wardrobe. The second style that I feel like everyone should have is just a good chunky black boot. And my chunky black boot of choice is just a pair of Doc Marten jadons. So these are actually knockoffs, but it is pretty much the exact same style. So I'm just going to continue referring to them as the Doc Marten jadons for the sake of this video. But I actually got these a couple of years ago from this like random Insta ad. And this was back when I wasn't sure if I'd be able to like pull off the look because I was afraid it would look too edgy or whatever. But I freaking love them. And I am now a firm believer that anyone can pull off Docs, and they are a great addition to have in your wardrobe. I think chunky boots are super great because the chunk is pretty much like distributed evenly across. So it's super easy to walk in still, and the only downside maybe is just that they tend to be a little bit heavier just because of how chunky they are, but at the same time that just means some extra calories burned, so I think it's okay. But yeah, I feel like a pair of good chunky boots, it doesn't even have to be Docs, can really just make any outfit look like way more like edgy and cool, and it's just a good way to keep things interesting and kind of make a statement. I also feel like a pair of good chunky boots are actually pretty functional because the thick chunky sole can actually weather a lot of like the elements. So if you're dealing with unfortunate weather or rain, most of the time I found that wearing these I feel pretty comfortable because the rain just kind of slides off the top because it's water resistant, and the sole itself is like a couple inches tall, so you won't have to worry about any puddle water seeping in. So just in general, I think it's both functional and a really nice statement. Like I mentioned earlier though, since the sole is so thick, it definitely adds a little bit of weight, so be mindful of that if you know you have to walk a lot and you don't really want to deal with like the extra weight on your feet. And also, this kind of goes without saying, but make sure you're not like running in these either. I had a very unfortunate accident a couple years ago when I was wearing these, and I was at a concert and I was trying really hard to catch the last train back so I can go back home before it was like super late, since it was like a work night, and I was like super in a rush, and the Uber that I was in was like really cutting it close because the train was going to leave at this time, and I was only supposed to arrive like 2 minutes before, and And then so as soon as the Uber got there, I like opened the door and I was trying to run out and just like sprint over to the station. And as soon as I stepped out, I actually just like tripped and face planted right on the street, and I ended up like scratching my phone. It's also just super embarrassing because the Uber driver saw me and was like, oh my god, are you okay? But yeah, so I do not recommend trying to run in them. You'll probably trip like me. It was so embarrassing because right after I got up I fell again, but I did make the train, I think, so that was all right. But yeah, so basically moral of the story is walk, don't run when you're wearing some heavy thick boots. Anyway, just in general, again, I feel like having a pair of good chunky boots in your wardrobe is just a super easy way to kind of change up your look or add some personality to an outfit. And if you don't know where to start, again, I would recommend dogs. I think they're really iconic, but if not, there's so many different chunky boot options that I've seen over the last few seasons, and you can always check out like places like Zara or H&M. They always have really good affordable options if you're not really sure where to start and just want to try something out without breaking the bank. And even though they might look a little bit intimidating at first, I think they're actually super versatile and easy to pair, and you don't even necessarily have to have that like e-girl aesthetic or whatever you want to call it. You can totally wear dogs with dresses or incorporate it into like a more girlier style and it still looks just as good, so don't be afraid to experiment and try it out. The next style that I feel like is an essential is actually the Chelsea rain boot. So this style is a little bit similar to the second pair that I showed because it's also another Chelsea boot and it has that same like elastic paneling on the side, but this is different because first of all it's flat and then also it's rubber and completely waterproof. If it doesn't rain heavily where you live, then I think these are actually a perfect addition to keep in your wardrobe because you can save them for the days that it does rain and you don't have to go out wearing like some full-on knee-high rain boots like a lot of what's on the market, and you can still have a very classy silhouette going on. These are also a super subtle look because they're like a matte black color, so actually from afar you can't really tell that they're rubber, or at least I don't think so. I don't think it's super noticeable. So you can actually wear these as regular boots as well if you want, and yeah, just in general they're super comfortable, and I got these from Target a couple years ago and they're very affordable, and I've seen this style of boot available in a lot of different colors and also in like a patent type of version, so there's a lot to choose from. The one thing that I would make note of is that they are probably more suited for people with narrower feet because of how slim they are. The best way I can describe the fit actually is sort of like a Converse sneaker where it's actually just really slim and just barely outlines your feet. So if you know what that feels like and that's a little bit tight for you, you might want to opt for a wider version. Either way, I really like these guys. They're really functional and I think they do a great job at elevating an outfit while still doing the job of a rain boot and keeping your toes dry. And the final style of boots that I feel like everyone should have are just a pair of good, tall, black boots. Now I know there are a lot of sub-styles under that, including like over-the-knee boots or just like riding boots or whatever it might be, but it's honestly just whatever your preference is. For myself personally, I really like these guys. They're around knee-high, a little bit over the knee, and just in general, I find them to be super flattering in this like suede material. The suede over-the-knee boot look was definitely popularized by Stuart Weitzman boots, but those all retail for like $500 to $800 or so, so I know that's definitely not in everyone's budget, but nowadays you can get them for so cheap anywhere. So if you're not sure about if you want to try it out, there are a lot of different options for you to choose from. So I've actually had my pair since like senior year of high school, which was like 7 years ago almost at this rate, but that was before they became especially trendy in the last couple of years, so you can call me a trendsetter, but I got these so long ago and I think I got them for like 20 bucks from Kmart back then, and they have still held up so well, and I'm just so glad I made that purchase back then. They've gotten a lot of great wear and I'm still wearing them every single year too. There's like some minor scuffing up at the toe, which I think is pretty normal for like any shoe, but a very ratchet hack of mine is that if you have a pair of like black shoes that has some scuffing in the front, honestly, you can kind of use Sharpie to kind of fill it in. I like to think of it as like spot treatment, but for your shoes. Honestly, I'm not sure if it's so much a hack as it is just straight up ratchet, but I find that it actually works really well, especially if it's more of like a suede texture like this. It blends in super easily. Take that with what you will, feel free to give it a try, but it's something that I tend to do for some of my black shoes whenever I see they're looking a little bit scuffed. Like I said earlier though, there are so many different types of like taller black boots that are out there, so feel free to just choose whichever one works best for you and your style. But if you don't know where to start, I really do feel like a pair of over the knee or like close to over the knee slim slim fitting boots are just super flattering, and they'll be a really great addition to your wardrobe, so you can always start there. Alright guys, so those were my picks for the 4 types of black boots that I feel like you should be having in your wardrobe. Each pair is really well loved, well worn, and just brings something different to an outfit, so I would really recommend all these different styles if you're looking for some new boots. I'll have all of mine linked down below, or something similar, because again, some of mine were thrifted or a little bit older, but again, these styles are really timeless, so I know I'll be able to find some stuff to share with you guys, so definitely check that out in the description. And if you have any questions or comments, let me know down below, and also let me know what else it is that you'd like to see from me. I'm open to doing a lot more different types of content, and I'd really love to hear what your thoughts are. And if you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed already, I'd really appreciate it if you do. And with that said, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.